Have you ever taken the time to ask God in your prayers, like, Lord, seriously, how long is this going to take? How long do I have to sit around and wait for this thing to show up? When is it going to change? When am I going to see something different? I don't know about you, but I have asked him that question a number of times concerning a number of things. And in the past, I've heard from him is this. Sometimes all I hear is wait. And I'm like, Lord, what's wait? How long do I have to wait for? How long is this going to take? Is a wait 2 weeks? Is it a month? Is it a year? Is it 10 years from now? What is wait? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you a story of how God showed me what it meant to wait for him, on him, and to trust him during that waiting period. See, a wait is never a waste. You're not wasting your time. You're not waiting for something to happen. But in that waiting period, God is working on you. And the wait is never wasted because God is perfecting something in you that is going to strengthen you when you happen to receive what it is that he promised you from the beginning, right? In God's timing, there are no delays. There are no delays in his timing. Why? He knows the end from the beginning. He knows when everything is supposed to happen according to his time, not our time, his time. So know that when you hear a wait from God, he's not saying to you, no. He's saying to you, hold on a second, hold on a minute, hold on a day, hold on a month, hold on a year, hold on a decade if you need to. I am up to some things and I need you to trust me that I am working on some things. And not only am I working on those things in that waiting period, I am working on you. So here it says in Isaiah 40 verse 31, it says, but those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. This here shows us that those of us who are prepared to wait upon God and his timing, we don't have to rush into situations or things that are going to lead us to become weakened, to lose our strength, to lose our ability to soar, to rise above things, nor do we have to grow weary, nor do we have to faint. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I got born again at the age of 35. And from the age of, say, 17, 18, when I had my first boyfriend, to the age of 35, I was dating my way, right? I was dating my way. I had a desire to want to be loved. I had a desire to want to be somebody or be somebody's, should I say. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be taken care of, right? And even if I didn't necessarily know the words to articulate that, that's what I was searching for. That's what I was looking for. And I was looking for it in all the wrong places with all the wrong people, right? And it wasn't until I got born again that God began to show me who I was in him and how much he loved me. And therefore I was able to love myself. And I didn't have to give myself over to these relationships that were not profiting me. It says here, that those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount upon wings of eagles. They shall run and not grow weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Heartbreak, right? Let's just talk about it. Heartbreak is not easy to deal with. Sometimes it can be more painful than physical pain even, because at least with physical pain, you can address the wound. You can address the wound, you can dress it, you can do something, you can take some kind of painkiller, morphine, something. But when it comes to heartache, where do you go with that? What do you do with that? And that has the ability to slow you down. It causes us to faint sometimes, you know. It causes us to run. It causes us to hide. It causes us to not be our best selves. And God was showing me, he was like, you're allowing yourself to enter into these relationships with a desire to want to be wanted. With a desire to want to be wanted, to be in a relationship because you think it's going to give you some kind of title or some kind of status, but all it's doing is slowing you down when you are in the wrong relationship, when you are connected to the wrong person. You are growing weary, and in some cases you are fainting. You are fainting from what it is that I am calling you to. I have something greater for you. I know who you are and where you need to be. And it wasn't until I got born again that I realized that God was protecting me. His desire is always to protect us. So when he says to us, wait, he's not asking us to wait just to torture us. He's not asking us to wait just to keep something from us. He's saying to us, there is something in you that needs to be built up, to be strengthened, so that when you wait upon me, you will renew your strength. You will be able to build up, be built up, have your strength built in me. So when other things come against you, you're going to have the strength to stand in that season. You're going to have the strength to stand wherever I place you, right? And so he says, when you do this, you're going to mount up on wings like eagles, meaning you are going to soar above the crazy. You're going to soar above all the other stuff, and all the other stuff that was trying to drag you down, to keep you down, to prevent you from being your best self. Know that when you wait on me, I'm going to cause you to run. You're not going to grow weary. You're not going to grow weary in the wait. He's going to strengthen you, right? And then he says, and you are going to walk and you're not going to faint. It also says over in Psalms 37:7, it says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. See, God is calling us into a position of rest. So when we find ourselves in a waiting season, he is calling us into rest. Not rest in the sense that we don't do anything, but a rest in the sense of positioning. That he is positioning us in the right place for the right time, for the right reasons, right? We don't know our future. We don't have a clue as to what comes next. We don't know who needs to be in our future, why they need to be in our future. We don't know when they're going to come along, when they're supposed to enter, when they're supposed to exit stage left. We don't know. But God knows all of these things. And he's saying, look, if you will wait patiently on me, knowing that I know the end from the beginning, knowing that I know why I created you and what I put on the inside of you and what I've called you to, your wait is not in vain. It is not in vain. It's here to teach you something about yourself. It's here to teach you something about me. And through that, I'm going to teach so many others about the value of trusting me through your season of waiting. You know, when we look in the Bible, we see so many seasons of waiting, right? The children of Israel waited for the Messiah. We were waiting for Jesus. Sarah waited for Isaac. Hannah waited for Samuel, you know. But when we see people that rushed ahead and they did not wait, the likes of Saul, when Saul was told, don't sacrifice, don't do this, Samuel is on his way, right? Samuel's on his way. Don't sacrifice yet. Like, you can't, you're not a priest. Don't do this. He panicked. He saw that his enemies were mounting up against him. He felt like he needed to do something. The enemy, the real enemy, Satan, provoked him into doing something before it's time. And as a result, he did something that he was not called to do, that God wasn't in, and it was devastating. It was devastating for him. It was devastating for the nation of Israel. It didn't turn out well. And this is how the enemy works, right? He tries to provoke us to do something ahead of time rather than patiently waiting on the Lord and believing in his goodness and his faithfulness to bring to pass what he promised us from the beginning. To know that when God's saying wait, he's not saying wait to punish you. He is perfecting those things that concern you. He is protecting you from premature connections that don't need to be had right now. They're not going to benefit you right now. So therefore, you don't have to say yes to those things right now. He's keeping you from that. In the waiting period, he's aligning you to your assignment and your partner's mission. Who knows what your future partner is up to, what God's telling him right now. He's building him up also. And you want him to be strong in the Lord when he finds you. And he wants you to be strong in the Lord when you two meet. So trust and know that God's working on this thing. And whatever he's asking you to do in that season, simply do that. It may not even seem like that big of a deal. It may feel like that big of a deal. I don't know. Whatever it is he's asking you to do that thing. For me, as I've shared so many times, I was asking him about my husband. You know, he showed me early on in 2014, your husband's American. I said, okay, what does this all mean? He said, wait. I then had to wait a further 9 years before he was introduced to me. And prior to that, I thought I could do it myself. And I found myself a counterfeit. A counterfeit. The person that wasn't aligned with my assignment, and I wasn't aligned with his. And so therefore, that led to some level of heartbreak. That led to some level of disappointment. But because of something that I wanted, I panicked and entered into something that I should never have been in. And by the grace of God, he kept me from making even more mistakes or errors in that kept my heart. This is the thing. He says, wait upon the Lord. He says, rest in him and wait patiently for him. This is what he's calling us to do. So understand that waiting is not just sitting around and doing nothing. No, it's about positioning. Allow your oil to keep on burning. This is a great season to get to know your Heavenly Father and know that he has provided for you and he has an exciting life for you. He wants the best for you. He's not trying to hold anything back from you. He says with Jesus, he freely gave you all things. So he's not holding anything back, but he wants us to trust his timing. Because when we step out of his timing, that's when we end up in places that steal from us, that cause us to faint, that cause us to grow weary in our journey. And God doesn't want that for us. Knowing that God already knows and knowing that he has you in a season of waiting, how can you develop in that? What can you do to develop in that and become stronger? Live like you know the promise is already in motion. Know that he's already working on things on your behalf. Know that he is causing alignments, perfect alignments. And bit by bit, story by story, conversation by conversation, obedient step by obedient step by obedient step is leading you closer and closer to the promise, to the manifestation of the promise. He says, first the blade, then the ear, then the full corn in the ear. This thing happens in stages. It's a process, but it's a process where he is working on you. He's working on you. What is it that he needs to work on? Let him work on that. This is it. I'm here doing these videos, right? There was a time when I would never have foreseen myself doing these videos. But he got me to do these videos. He strengthened me in my time of waiting so that when I did meet Kevin, our assignments were aligned and now we're doing this together. Had he not strengthened me in the period of waiting, would I have been so willing to get on camera and share my life the way he has me sharing my life now with the husband that he sent me? Probably not. Probably not. So know that when God says wait, it's not him rejecting you or not fulfilling on promise. It's him maturing you. He is preparing you for everything that he has for you in your future. So know that you are in good hands. And here's a little encouragement. Every season has an expiration date. The waiting season does not last forever. So if you need help, just working through some thoughts, maybe you're not sure of the next step, go to my website, www.speaknewlife.com, and book yourself a discovery call today. Sometimes just voicing something out loud is the thing that could change everything for you. The possibility that it may just be that simple. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps somebody. If it has, leave something in the comments. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. I love you.